happy to have you here. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is David Alexander, and anybody here know me? Okay. Some. For those of you who don't know me, I'd like to tell my story. It's kind of quick, but obviously when I was a little boy, my favorite TV shows were the Brady Bunch and the Monkees. I always wanted to live with the Brady Bunch in the house, and I also always wanted to be in the band The Monkees. So I was always a musician growing up. Lo and behold, long story short, in 1993, I got the chance to audition for a play, a stage play, called The Real Live Brady Bunch, which was produced by Faith and Jill Soloway. And I got the job. I became music director of The Real Live Brady Bunch, which in turn got me to meet Davy Jones. So I got to play, I got to live with the Brady Bunch, and I got to meet Davy Jones, and as a result, in 1995, when the Real Life Brady Bunch was finished, Davy Jones asked me to join his band, and currently I am still a touring musician for the Monkees. Full circle. My dreams came true. It's a funny thing. I love the Beatles, they're my favorite all-time band, but I love the Monkees first, but sometimes I say, why didn't I like the Beatles first? Maybe I could have worked with them. But I don't regret a single moment. So anyway, I'm glad to be here. You'll see me milling about all convention. It's great to have you here. And I'd like to introduce you to your gracious hostesses, Miss Jodi and Miss Phyllis Maganucci.
Jodi. I'm Phyllis. That's Phyllis. We've been corresponding on Facebook. It's been a lot of fun hearing a lot of your positive feedback, negative feedback, opinions, and I'm just glad that you're here. Tomorrow's going to be really crazy, so I'm glad that we have a small, intimate crowd to be able to celebrate Andy Davis tonight with the original cast of the Brady Bunch. We have a bunch of people that we need to thank. Obviously, we need to thank our families for helping us because this project took a really long time to be able to put together. We really do Monkees conventions, and we had so much fun that we decided we were going to do a Brady Bunch convention. And so, hopefully this weekend, we can all get that Brady Bunch enthusiasm together and celebrate probably the best show that has ever been on television. So a couple of things that I just want to do. First of all, Phyllis and I have been doing this for over a year now. Both of our families have been involved. I have to personally thank my husband because he has heard more about the Brady Bunch than he cares to ever hear about. You're laughing, but it's not funny. You're still laughing, and it really ain't funny. He's very upset with me right now. But so when you see Josh, the big guy over there, he's very mad at me this weekend. So can you please just give him a high five for me? And this really is a family affair. All of our family, both of us, our families are helping us. My little guy Dylan, who I'm not allowed to introduce, has given up his entire summer for me working on the Brady Bunch. So without making this any longer than it needs to be. First, we want to just call somebody who will win this wonderful guitar, and we'll be doing this all weekend long, so if you didn't win tonight, the proceeds are going to benefit the Andy Davis Fund. We actually made that fund. She was very involved with a charity. There's a bug in my face, it just really break my face. She's very involved with it. She was involved with a school that was in Texas. And so Wendy from Brady World, Wendy, where are you? Wendy from Brady World, I'm sure a lot of you have corresponded with Wendy. She was a big help in helping us to figure out where we could dedicate money to in keeping Anne's memory alive. And so Bishop Frey, who lived with Anne, lived her life with, he was able to give us some feedback that she was involved with this school. in Texas. So that's where this money is going to go to. So the winner of tonight's guitar, and every time you do this for the whole weekend, is going to benefit that school. Tonight, 295785. There you go. I'm actually going to put Dave Alexander on the spot because I didn't tell him, but he was specifically asked to read something from Bishop Frey. He asked that you do this. We actually met Dave from the Monkees. We're Monkey fans, so, 20 years he's been with them. We thought that he was the coolest guy in the world, and then now we get to work beside him, so we're really privileged to be able to do that. So whenever you are wandering around the room, make sure that you thank the Brady cast, Lloyd and Hope Schwartz, and everybody for coming out this weekend, because this was a real family affair. I mean, I know that we all think that the Bradys are a family on television, but honestly, they are probably some of the greatest people that we've ever been able to meet. So please just make sure, buy all the pictures and autographs if you want, because who knows if you'll ever get this opportunity again. Anne was not supposed to be here tonight. She had sent me an email about 8 months ago that she said, Jodi, when you're 87 years old, you're going to want to retire also. And I'll tell you something. So we didn't know, we knew she wasn't going to be here, but I think that the message is life is too short. And while we can be able to celebrate everybody here, let's do it this weekend. And just have an awesome time. We have people walking around. Anybody that can help you, please feel free to ask them anything that you need, and just enjoy yourselves. And I'm going to turn this over to Dave. We have a couple of great guests. We have, after Dave comes on, we have William. William Keck is a TV producer, reporter. He's been all over the place. He's a professional moderator, and he reached out to me about a year ago and was very excited about being able to be a part of this evening. And then we're going to give you some more information during the weekend, but there's somebody I've really become friends with. His name is Marshall J. Kaplan. He's walking around with TV cameras, and we did let you all know that they are doing a documentary, not on the Bradys per se, but on the fandom of the Bradys and why for 40 years all you nutcases have been following the Brady Bunch. But it's because of all of you that we were able to do this. So I'm going to let Dave have the microphone, and then I'm going to have William come up, and then we're real excited to celebrate this evening with you. And thank you all for trusting us, thank you all for emailing us, and thank you all for being here. And this is the beginning. I mean, it's small tonight, but tomorrow's going to be crazy. So just enjoy the whole weekend. Make sure you say hi to everybody.
Hi, my name is Bill Frey, and I served as Bishop of the Episcopal Church in Colorado from 1972 to 1990. Ann B. Davis visited Denver in 1974 while doing a circuit of dinner theaters. She was an avid Episcopalian and showed up at a noonday service I was conducting. We lived in Latin America most of the time the Brady Bunch was on the air, but I recognized Ann from the old Bob Cummings show. I invited her to lunch, and soon she was spending most of her off time at our house. We were in the process of developing a Christian community, and she got to know all of the early members. From that time on, whenever she was traveling across the country, she would make it a point to stop off in Denver for a few days. She even went with us to the beach during our 1975 vacation. Later that year, she had a break between performances and asked if she could come and experience our community for 6 months. Of course, we said yes, and on January 6, 1976, she moved in. Ann B. was 49 at that point. She owned a house in Beverly Hills, but we put her in a bedroom with 2 other single women. After a couple of months, she and the rest of us in the community realized that she was no longer a visitor, so she and my wife Barbara flew to Hollywood, where she gathered a few things, including her 2 Emmys, and sold the house. She rang up her agent and said, "Don't call me for a year, I got a better offer." Contrary to her TV image, Ann B. couldn't cook. She learned to brown some hamburger and chop a few veggies, so on her cooking night, we always had tacos. When people were surprised at her lack of culinary skills, she would tut-tut and say, "It's called acting, my dear." She was an avid skier, and at the invitation of one of our priests, soon joined a group of more mature downhillers called the Over the Hill Gang. One day, returning from the slopes in her gray Porsche with vanity plates that said "Alleluia," she was pulled over by a highway patrolman. Puzzled, because she was doing the speed limit, she asked why. The patrolman said, "I noticed your license plate and assumed you were a Christian. I wanted someone to pray with. There's been a shooting over in Breckenridge, and I'm on my way." She told me that her vanity plates finally paid off.